Days delivery, cutoff time is 15. No night shifts. It's coming together. I can't believe it. It's gonna be so good. Busy all day today. Don't forget to drink water. Still on hiatus though. Having an ocean fish as a pet is so hard, especially living inside a city such as Seattle, but it feels nice to have someone to depend on you, you know? Do you think if you ever really take off in the future? I personally can't use it for very long. Maybe that's just me. But she's a 100. She's a 10, but about to marry a freelancing elf. So fucking real. You're still the emo. Okay, you're here? I literally sat here waiting for you. Okay. Somehow, I feel like it's going to be a long, long night. Or not. Good evening. Hey, Holden. I think this is it. Okay, that's not it. There we go. I'm pretty sure we're here. We'll see. Hey, Olden. How are you? Not shabby, I hope. Oh, we can open with this, actually. She looks so pretty in her rented hemp pattern yukata. It's such a shame that it was raining tonight. I wonder if renting the place would be charged more if we were to return the clothing somewhat damp. I felt bad for insisting we dress the traditional way for the Tanabata festival. That mundane thought immediately went away when I saw her, looking as if she came straight out of Makoto Shinkai movies. It was all worth it. If they charged extra, I'd shove my life savings at the lady who owned the renting place. She looked like dreams, and it was worth it. Her, with yukata and an umbrella, in my heart and all. Too bad the altar. Too bad the altar and Vega couldn't meet tonight with all this rain. Ah, you remember the story. Good. Meanie, I do listen to your astrology stories, you know. Astronomy, but thank you for being there for my stories, milady. Under our transparent convenience, Under our transparent convenience store umbrella, we shared whatever lovers share under the rain in their own world. The shrine we went to was unexpectedly full. Despite being a bit tainted by the rain and all the puddles it creates, we had to line up in a small queue for our wishes. But that stretch of time was easily filled with small talk as lovers like to have. She hid her paper when I tried to peek at her wishes, cute, as if she wasn't going to ask me to hang it on the high spot on the bamboo tree. Hey, next year can we come here again? We were on our walk back to the hotel when she began. Her voice was a bit too soft, sunk under the noise that the rain made. I'd be thrilled. But don't you want to use your long vacations to go somewhere else you haven't been? Nah, I like it here. Pretty. I like it here. Here. I like it here. Oh my god! I like it here. Here, the moon looks so pretty. Really, it's raining though. I can't even see the moon, silly boy. Her grin, prettier than all the full moons I've ever seen in my life. We took our time to walk home slowly, through the night street, just the two of us. But you know, I'm happy that you think we can still travel the world, that we're still us. I knew I shouldn't say something like that, but it felt like my insecurities got the better of me. Aw, pretty boy talking about the rain or the parade, huh? Sorry, couldn't help it. What if it rains again next year? What if we're not all the sunshine and rainbows like we used to be? Well, you know how in your Tanabata story, if it's raining, Alter and Vega can't meet each other on the Magpie Bridge. Then the bridge would be like empty, right? She stepped in front of me, still so close under our umbrella. Then whatever happens, if it rains next year, the 7th of July, I'll be waiting for you on the Magpie Bridge with its umbrella, silly. Interesting. That was a mouthful. Every sentence was so much to say. How are you? Not too shabby, I hope. Damn. Feeling just fine. You sure? Positive. How about you, sir? How's work? My shift's over, so I'm free now. Nice. That reminds me, Mr. Hyde was here just the other day. Ah, that's right. Thanks for giving him the key card, by the way. Good call. You saved me $100. Not a problem. Wait, what? A replacement key would have cost me at least that much, with the fines and everything. Ooh, pricey. I'm glad Mr. Hyde was around to help then. Yeah. I didn't think he'd be in Seattle, to be honest. Oh, didn't you call him for your spare key? I did. So, let's just say I had a hunch. There's a pattern to his visits, even if he isn't aware of it. He'll fly here whenever he gets tired of something. Could be about work, life, or simply because he's bored, like with LA recently, so he says. I see. I never knew he liked Seattle that much. Or there's something that keeps him coming back here. Really? What is it? Take a guess. Huh. Well, if I had to guess, maybe you? Me? I mean, the two of you are very close, and good bonds are hard to come by these days. I see. Well, he's not someone who's big on attachments, or so he claims. Is that right? Haha. Who knows? Maybe that's changing, because the answer is more or less your coffee shop here. Really? There aren't a lot of places with a good crowd and warm atmosphere, with an excellent host to boot. And as you just said, good bonds are hard to come by. What's not to like? It would be truly an honor if he felt that way. Did he tell you the reason for his visit? Yeah, he's moving back here, right? Or at least that's the plan. Yes, what a nice surprise. He told me that he's got a few things to discuss on that. Well, it's part of why I'm here tonight. Aside from getting myself a hot drink, that is. On that note, I'm so ready to take your order. Much obliged. So Hendry told me about this Indonesian ginger drink. It was milk, honey, and a couple other stuff in it. I think it's called STMJ. How about a cup of that? That is... one nutritious drink from the archipelago coming up. Thanks a lot. What's in it again? It's a hot blend of egg, milk, ginger, and honey. The drink's name itself is the ingredients. Susu telur madu jai? Milk, egg, honey, and ginger. No wonder somewhat reminds me of eggnog. Albeit spicier and not as rich, but I can see why Hendry likes it. It's a great stamina drink. Probably need to keep it up with Rachel's work. You're probably right. As long as he remembers to take breaks. Maybe I should invite him for a drink here sometime. What do you think? That would be lovely. Then consider it done. You know what? I don't think Hyde'll show up tonight. Why is that? When I called him earlier to confirm, he sounded a little annoyed. And it's not exactly great outside either. Thought he liked this kind of weather. Yes. His car? Not so much. That thing wouldn't survive in this kind of storm. Now that you mention it, you may be right. I used to drive him that car back in the day. Did he ever tell all what it is? Yep, give me a whole backstory of it. Oh. I guess I'm surprised he still uses it at all. That car clearly holds a special meaning to him. He was also quite sentimental about it, which makes me wonder if that has anything to do with him moving back here. What do you mean? He lived here before, right? Yeah. And he kept bringing up the past, too. Are you saying his move is motivated by nostalgia? I was going to say homesickness. But I realize that makes no sense. I get what you're trying to say, though. It's a strange longing for times gone by. Considering how fast things are changing these days, maybe even too fast, which is ironic, really. What is? Live long enough, you'll realize the only constant in life is change itself. Things like shifting necessities, curveballs, the world throws at you, decay. Just stuff you have to deal with indefinitely. Considering our life range, you'd think we get used to it at some point. But we never do. Never completely, anyway. I suppose the idea of getting used to a change is paradox in and of itself. Huh, that sounds about right. Perhaps nostalgia is like an anchor for dinosaurs like us. Keeps us from losing ourselves to the world's relentless speed. You get used to these after a while, huh? Pretty much. Oh, hey there. We meet again. Yes, hello. Excuse me for a moment. Got it. Welcome, Miss Rihanna. Good evening. I'm meeting up with someone. Oh, okay then. How's your car, by the way? My car? Oh, you mean the tire. There's really no need for concern as it was an easy fix. But thank you for asking. My pleasure. May I order a cup of Russian tea? Tea, lemon, cinnamon. Russian tea for the lady, Russian to deliver. That's a good one. Damn, brother got game. Brother's me. No, I don't have game. I would not do this. Um, her birthday is the 18th of September. It's a good one. This is perfect, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. So who are you meeting with, when I ask? You should know, shouldn't you? After all, you were tasked to give me his contact info. Oh, that's right. So you two did end up contacting after all. We did, yes. Truth be told, I really wasn't sure about contacting him at all. Why is that? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no real reason for me to do so. Nevertheless, I sent him an email following night. After his completion of my final delivery at 3 a.m., it's pretty late, a little, but surely no worse than forgetting it altogether. He replied straight away to my surprise. He had no idea he's such an night owl. Or perhaps just an extremely early bird. Right? Wonder if he ever sleeps. That should be a question for you too, miss. Oops. Anyhow, he answered me with an apology. He regretted his rudeness from when he first met. Which was another surprise, since I didn't think that it was such a matter of concern. He did return here the next evening looking for you. Did he? Yep, he said so himself. I see. How peculiar. In any case, we exchanged phone numbers and have been texting ever since. He said he wants to meet up and speak in person, which is why I'm here now. But I'm still not quite sure it's necessary. Maybe he just wants to chat and hang out. Perhaps. I suppose we'll see. Yeah, so Hyde's not coming tonight. Probably for the best, given circumstances. Is he okay? Yeah, he just wants to take it easy tonight. Understandable. Hold up. Lucas 100% likes her. Or maybe he's just being nice. I mean, I guess that's possible, but let's be real. Apologies for these surges. I was hoping it'd be more stable by the days go by, but no need to apologize for something out of your control. That's right. You tried everything you could. I know. Thank you for your understanding. How are you doing, miss? Hey there. Did you manage to resolve your issues with children? Sorry? Oh, I'm in the hospital admission problem from the other day. Oh, that. For a minute there, I thought I had beef with some kids I was unaware of. Sorry for the misunderstanding. No worries, that was funny. It's only been a few days, so not much has changed. What about you? Feeling better? Ah, yes, well, I apologize for the way I acted a few days ago. We all have our bad days. Don't worry about it. Thank you. While we're on the topic, I told Officer Georgie what happened to your car. Would you mind pointing out where the incident took place? Sure. It was quite near the police station, actually. At a metered spot just outside the now defunct library. Oh, the vacant building at the board intersection. Gala and Riona? What the fuck? What the fuck, Ness? Saved it. I saved it. That was. You see the save? Yes, that's correct. I see. So it was originally a library. You know the area? You say that as they both clearly have ships, by the way. Gala likes the vampire, or they're a ship, and Lucas always has Riona. I know the property, yeah. They're sitting 4 seats apart. They're sitting as far away as possible, by the way. I know the property, yeah. It's been abandoned for a long time now. Where there should be a werewolf and a vampire, so it's literally just Twilight, but instead of Bella. It's been abandoned for a long time now. But it's a heritage building, so I often wonder why nothing's being done with it, since it's located in a very popular culture-centric neighborhood. That's true. There's even an art college nearby, right? Then again, I always found the street a bit odd. 2 guys in a hot tub, 5 feet apart, we all know they were gay. Did we though? I mean, they're clearly 5 feet apart, that's the rule. It's just barren, especially if we consider that area. And the weird thing is, I feel like it wasn't always that way. Feel. Don't you mean remember? Nope, exactly what I said. It's a feeling, not a clear memory. Strange, isn't it? That is odd. Well, there used to be a flea market there. They're not even 2 apart. You can only be 2 apart. That's as far as it gets. There used to be a flea market there, a long, long time ago. Perhaps that is what you were calling. A flea market, huh? The last time I drove there, I remember seeing nothing but concrete. Oh, wait. There was a single dead tree surrounded by strange trinkets. A dead tree, huh? No idea why I almost forgot about it. It stuck out like a sore thumb. About 8 feet tall, no leaves. It's been there forever, too, as far as I know. That hawthorn tree was something of a landmark for us drivers. And the trinkets you spoke of were actually remembrances of sorts. Remembrances? Hold on, I'm just going to recap a bit here, okay? Sure. Your car was vandalized near a meter parking spot in front of an abandoned library on a seemingly deserted street within a busy area that has a large dead tree surrounded by remembrances for some reason. Sounds about right, except the tree's no longer there. Oh. Are you serious, Pops? Why wouldn't I be? That is crazy. Hey! Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, everyone. Oh boy. Thought I'd be early, but you're already here, lady. Hello. Hold on, for the love of all things holy, tell me my lighter is here. Well, you're in luck, because it is. Hot damn, thank goodness. Would you like me to get it for you now? It's fine, I'm just glad to know it's here. Just bring it with my drink later. Sure, let me know when you're ready to order. Cheers. Well, well, well. What's up, y'all? What's new? Evening, officer. We were just talking about the spot where a mystery on the car may have been vandalized. Oh? They got your car too, lady? Stop calling her lady, Lucas! Lock the fuck in! Jesus! Sorry. Yes, but it's still not a big issue. Still, sorry you had to experience that. When did you park your car, miss? I can send you the coordinates if you like. That'd be real swell. Got it. Okay. Is it within the area expected, or? Pretty much. Same location where I parked mine a week ago. I see. You can rest assured we already increased patrol in that area. That's great. But I am the only one doing it at the moment, so that sucks. What's that? Am I hearing out of all people doubting my skill, Holden? No, of course not. I just thought it meant unfortunately increased to your workload. Them's the breaks, I suppose. Anyway, give me your strong espresso, Holden, and don't forget my lighter. That man is asking for, dear God. This man wants to die. Make sure everything's right. We're good. More like a charm. Yeah. It's borderline superstitious, I know. Don't you have anything of the sort? Well, I have a good reason to be superstitious. Whenever I don't have this, many things happen. Right. Alright, here comes the strongest espresso in the house. Cheers. Ah, perfect, as always. Are you ready to order? Might as well. I'd like something deserty, because it's my cheat day. Sure thing. Any specifics in mind? Well, I saw this video of Spanish hot cocoa drink yesterday. It was so thick, I thought it was chocolate sauce. The name also reminded me of a song, but for some reason I can't remember the title right now. You know, that sounds oddly familiar, for real. I don't have that thick cocoa. It's got milk and a little spicy cake to it. He's asking for milk. Ah, that's why I was misreading. Make sure everything's right, we're good. Comes the Spanish Sahara for you. So that's what it's called. That's what we call it here, at least. Very cool. Then bon appetit. This is it. Very tasty. Thanks, Holden. You're still welcome. So, Pops, just earlier you were telling me about your creepy patrol experience, right? Was it in the sim location where the ladies' car was? Creepy patrolling experience? Well, I don't know if I should even talk about it, because maybe it's just a tad too spooky, even for me. What happened? Tell him, Pops. It's not that big a deal, honestly. That's then all the more reason to talk about it, right? Maybe someone here will know something. You've got a point there. Is she looking over? I can't tell. I think so. Yeah, we're talking about the area anyway, right? Yep. Well, I've been patrolling there the past few nights. The street itself is fairly straightforward. About half a mile round trip up from the intersection and back. There's nothing much there either. A concrete sidewalk with metered parking spots. A fence here and there. And an unfinished construction site with a couple CCTVs dotted about. Oh yeah, she's looking. No tree? What tree? There used to be a dead tree in front of the library. Oh, that old dead tree. It was uprooted by the city back in January. Ah, the commercial community decided it wasn't really a good look. So when the city started a mass cleanup project last year, well, they simply voted to get rid of it. I see. Why? What's up? We were actually talking about it earlier, and being a decade-old landmark aside, could there be something more to their tree than just, well, being old? You think so? That's what I think after listening to Miss Riona. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was getting, like, ghost vibes. Are you expecting something from me, Holden? Huh? Oh, no. Sorry if I crossed the line. You seem to know a lot about it, and I don't want to mix up the facts. I understand. But I would like to hear the officer's spooky tale first, if you don't mind. Gladly, miss. Almost forgot me there, but whatever. So anyway, patrolling on the street is an easy task. Only 4 or 5 cars park overnight at most, which makes keeping track a breeze. Sounds the deal enough. As expected though, nothing happened the first 2 nights. But yesterday was a different story. Hold on. What a stage setup, eh? There you go. Thank goodness. Lucas. Lock in, brother. You're scaring the hoes, damn. It was nearing the end of my shift and I found nothing was amiss. There were only 4 cars parked that night. 3 spaced across the street and 2 on the opposite corner, side by side. My plan was to leave after a walk one last round to make sure everything was okay. And a reminder, you can cover the whole place in only 8 minutes. Then at the end of my walk, I took a drag on my cigarette. Smug as I was about to clock out, thinking it was another night job well done. Right? Wrong. And I was immediately faced with the impossible. 3 cars, 2 side by side, 1 across the street. All tires flattened. That's 12 vandalized tires for you. In the span of less than 10 minutes. That is so strange. It would take several minutes to flatten just 1 tire. And that's if we're using the right tools. Right? That wasn't all. No, it wasn't. Because that was the moment when the street light went out, suddenly and all at once. What? Right after that, I heard flurries of footsteps and laughter. Lucas, calm down. Holy shit. They were going further and further away from the scene, and yet, I saw nothing at all. Oh, are you sure? Did the CCTV catch anything? The infrared actually managed to catch something. The videos weren't clear at all, so I'm still investigating it. Jeez Louise, Pops. That's way spookier than what you told me in the car. But it's cool, though. Why was he in the car? I may be laughing now, but I was pissed my pants there, you see. But whoever they were, they sure must work fast, right? Anyway, hold on. I think I want another drink. All that talking make my throat dry, and coffee ain't cutting it. Well, roger that. What did you like? What do you suggest? I want some tea with ginger and honey. Sounds good. Use the red flower stuff. Yeah, as the base. Hibiscus, definitely. And I like red flower tea with ginger and a touch of honey. Ginger, honey. Hibiscus, ginger, honey. Correct. Yes, we're good. One piping hot toe job, Rosalia, for you. What does that mean? Jahe means ginger, Te means tea, and Rosella is Roselle, another name for hibiscus. I see, a legit herbal drink. Spicy but perfect for the weather. Good call, one. Happy to please. If that's the case, let me join your patrol, Pops. Because I'm not scared of ghosts. Real being scary more. Ooh, that's game! Come on, Lucas, lock in. Wait a second, what do you mean by ghost, eh? Coming the gun there a little, ain't ya? I don't know, Pops. Maybe something crazier than that. This is a really serious problem, kid. Don't joke around like that. Sorry. Interesting. You know something? No, not me. But she might. Right, the tree, wasn't it? Oh yeah. What about it, miss? You're trying to finish your thought. I'm not sure it can be any use at all, but... Officer, are you aware of the story behind that tree? Huh? I recall what you said earlier. People often leave remembrances around it. What do you mean by that, miss? Well, it's because someone passed away there. What? Allow me to explain. I mentioned there was once a flea market on that street, correct? Right. They called it the Fairy Market. It was unofficially set up by the transients of the community. Transients being the government's term for unregistered citizens, including other uncategorizable beings at the time. Fairies were a part of that. Huh. I remember learning about it. After the war, the government made its first official attempt to sort things out. Organized equitable classifications was thought it was one of the first steps towards civil peace. But it was oversimplified, inefficient, and not speedy enough. Was all that before the Vindication Act? Way before that. Many who couldn't register were basically in an administrative limbo. What? That's as good as like not existing at all. Really, that's horrible. It was the main reason why the fairy market was created in the first place, to ensure trade and survival throughout the changing times, in more ways than one. The market had no real schedule, therefore, the start of Fairy Week would be marked by the flowers strewn along the intersection, just so people would notice and come take a look. Sounds kind of too low-key, no? Because it was illegal, silly. Oh. And that was exactly the problem. The market ran day and night, its format unchanging. At the same time, the economy was slowly reshaping the landscape. People started to spend more, becoming reckless, while the laws were still shaky at best. Then a tragic incident occurred one night. A drunk driver was speeding and went off the course, striking a vendor there. And the only evidence left of the crime was that tree, standing where there was no tree before. Wait a second, what? Why did I never hear about it? How long ago was this? Accident occurred in 1959, but the market itself was forcibly disbanded in 1961. Happened before I was born, huh? Yeah, I remember everything now. So she's old. It was quite an infamous case, wasn't it? But due to the nature of the beings involved, most people couldn't help but, well, forget. Huh? We're talking about the late 50s, early 60s here. Post-war media was still quite scarce. And I remember the drunk driver was also the son of a very wealthy individual. Correct. But that wasn't exactly the part that made the case so infamous. It was due to the fact that no body was ever found at the crash site, as well as the vendor being transient with no legal ID or paper trail. As a result, the court had no choice but to dismiss the case. But there was a body, wasn't it? Not just one people might expect. You mean the tree? Right. When semi-spiritual beings like us pass on from the physical world, some may leave specific landmarkers behind. Not all can do that, though. Us banshees don't do that. No, we simply disappear. Like ghosts. So if I'm getting this right, the tree couldn't be used as evidence because it wasn't classified as remains yet. The witnesses were in the same boat, no paper trail. So the driver's lawyers took advantage of those loopholes, and that's messed up. Beyond messed up, Pops. Well, I'm boiling. I'll take a further look into this more, miss. But I have a question for you. Yes? You think that vandalism has anything to do with the tree removal? I don't know. I suppose it might depend on when the acts of vandalism began. Yeah, makes sense. I better get going then. It's almost time for my shift. Okay, officer. Break a leg, Pops. I'd rather not. Stay safe. You will do. I'll keep y'all posted. Let me let Snowball in before y'all is leaving too. Goodbye. Secondary Pops. Ooh. Okay. I better go as well. Got an early shift tomorrow. There's one thing I want to confirm though, if you don't mind, miss. Yes? If it's about the fairies passing and how everyone ends up forgetting about them afterwards. I really thought that was just a myth. I guess not. Unfortunately. That's why there used to be memorabilia around that tree. There were efforts by those who remembered to preserve the memory. But it wasn't enough, was it? Else we still have that tree. It really makes me question my memory. Are there any people I might have forgotten? Or there are events I missed? It's quite scary to think about. For beings like us, being forgotten is inevitable. So, no need to feel bad about it. Is that so? Oh, I didn't catch your name, by the way. I'm Gala. Oh, I'm Lucas. Nice to meet you, sir. Lucas, eh? You sound familiar for some reason. I mean, I'm kind of a big deal online, you know? I remember now. That toy from the other day had a name on it, right, Holden? Right. A toy? You mean the business card I gave you? Yes, that. I see now. Somehow you gave it to him instead. I did. I'm sorry. Maybe do don't apologize for that. Holden gave it to me because I was having a small trouble at work. Yeah, was it helpful in any way? I mean, it's pretty good at easing up anxiety and such. I thought the children would like it, but apparently for them it's a little passé. What? Children nowadays mature really fast. They sure know their trends early. That is true. Just how things are for now and in the future. Gotta keep up with the world or else you get left behind. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the idea of having toys around the office for the kids. I'll make sure I have more up-to-date stuff for them. Yeah, glad I could help. Yeah, well, nice to meet you. Good luck with your future auditions, Miss Riona. Thank you. See you around. Bye, Holden. Take care. You okay? It's getting real late. Still want to talk, but if you're tired, let me know. Have you eaten? Do you want something to eat? We don't sell food here. You don't? No wonder your place is always empty. Wow. Just kidding, Holden. Don't hate me, please. Lucas is so mean! Oh, do you want another drink, maybe? I wouldn't mind one. Nice. What do you feel like having? Something without milk, with a fresh feeling and some brightness to it. It's quite partial to the blue pea tea. Oh. Okay, I'll order something for you. May I? Sure. Hold on, could you try this mix? I saw this pretty drink in a video and it looked perfect for Our Lady. What is it? Had blue pea as a base, a lot of mint, and a splash of lemon. So... would that be it? Blue pea, mint, lemon? Oh my god, that drink is so pretty! Here you go, miss. From the man sitting right beside you. Haha. That looks nice, very pretty. I like it, thank you. Glad you do. And wow, Holden, it looks exactly what I envisioned. You're a G. This might be you both enjoyed it. But man, that whole case earlier, though. It's a lot to take in. Also, about the whole forgetting thing, that really gave me chills. Why? Don't you feel scared of just disappearing in the end? Because I do. That's why I thought I finally understood you too. I mean, the reason why you wanted to become a soprano your way. The traditional way. Oh? Care to compare notes? Because I've yet to be entirely certain about that myself. Oh, huh. Now that's what you call huge pressure. Before that though, can I ask a little tiny question? Go ahead. Like, what inspired you to go down this path? I mean, I may have an idea on why you're choosing the hard way, but why soprano in the first place? Because it's been done before. Pardon? There was already a banshee who did it before, so I know it's not impossible. For real? Her power was of the sorbet aria, and she was not very well known. What's a sorbet aria? I mean, she was a secondary character. Back in the early 19th century opera, sorbet aria was would be sung toward the end of the second act, usually before the evening ended. Hawkers would use the time to offer their wares for the last time to the patrons, often desserts, hence sorbet aria. Oh, I see. Like background singing at the end of a show or something. Yes. Things are different nowadays because people are expected to listen to the end. The first time I heard her voice was on an old recording of a comedy opera. I was still very young back then. She played a confusing maid role at the very end of the opera, wondering why and how people could act so crazy when in love. But despite her confusion, she thought I wasn't so old that she couldn't find out the reason herself. It was a funny epilogue to the opera. But hearing a banshee sing such a playful and light-hearted piece was truly an eye-opener for me. Oh man, I bet it was. Sadly, I couldn't find any of her other works, but it always stuck with me nonetheless. So I left my commune and started trying on my own. That's really cool and brave of you to do so. I agree. I've never talked about this before. It's a bit embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. I think it's super cool. You're just feeling inspired to push yourself beyond what's expected of you, and wishing to leave a mark on this world. Is that what you think? Uh-huh. You're just trying to follow a path that has been traveled before, and it's not always a bad thing, especially for beings like us. You're just being careful yet courageous. Yeah, and that because the path that choosing to walk is still difficult. Regarding leaving your mark, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're the same as me. Like, what's the point of being bored if nobody's going to remember us? Right, Holden? No comment. Aw. Why do you want me to remember it so much? Why wouldn't you? Us banshees see things differently than most, so care to enlighten me? I can't speak for everyone else, but in my case, I was a kid who grew up in a large family, and you see, like humongously large. Literally couldn't count all my siblings even if I wanted to, because they're everywhere, thanks to my dad. Slut. We weren't wealthy enough, not even close. The money situation was always suffocating, for real. My sometimes dad would drop by to give us some money, though it wasn't even enough to cover our utilities for more than a couple months. He'd just leave again a couple days later. Are you the eldest? Nope. But my older brother and I had already moved out by the time I hit high school. I was so surprised when my dad gave me the house after he died. Oh, which is where my mom and siblings live now. Sorry to hear about your father. No, it's fine. I mean, yeah, it was weird to receive the news of his death from an attorney, knowing he passed away by himself, and how it took them a week to find out. Dear God. Dear God. Natural causes, by the way, so. I mean, how did he check out with absolutely no one knowing? Where were my other siblings? What happened to the ladies? It was just so crazy to me, and I guess it kind of just haunted me. Haunted how? My life growing up was filled with disappointment over him, you know? I mean it in the best way possible. My disappointment actually drove me to work hard for my family. I just vilified him in my mind, like shaking my mental fist at him. I'm gonna do so much better than you, sir, and all that. I see. But then I received the news that he left me the house. Like, I know he had no money. The house is probably one of the only assets he had left. So when he gave me the house and his will, all I could think about was, what went through his mind exactly? The fact that he had a will at all was probably already a surprise for you. Exactly. What am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think of him? And does it even matter anymore? When he's already long gone. Anyway, so my older brother came back, right? They wanted me to sell the house and divide the earnings. Want to get sliced in the inheritance pie, huh? You didn't do that, right? Heck no. That's why I left for LA. So if they really wanted me to sell the house, they have to chase after me. Good call. Thankfully, my younger sibling and I are pretty tight, so we're a good team. That's a relief. But that was also why I needed money fast. I needed to send money to help with my family's bills, and of course I could stay alive as well. So I ended up having to join the production house. A production house? Yeah, it was like a bunch of content creators getting together to make videos every day. I was young and naive too, you know? Because it was my first time venturing into another state completely alone after all. So I didn't know better how predatory things could be. Man, this isn't going to be an entertaining story. If you're uncomfortable, you don't have to talk about it. No, it's not that. Just really, really didn't like that production house. But I need the money. Someone there saw my vlog and invited me in. And as one of the youngest there, I tried to get along with everyone. But as you see, we were all creators in the entertainment industry, right? Which means we all had huge, huge egos. Well, naturally, there was somewhat of a hierarchy of sorts. Trying to be all around helpful turned me into a butt of a joke all the time. That didn't discourage me all that much, by the way. I mean, I also learned a lot there, not gonna lie. Still, what ended up destroying my willpower was actually something real close, you know? Myself. What do you mean by that? Well, in a house where everyone wants to be the main character, each of us would need a solid, distinct persona, yeah? Eventually, I was assigned one too, which was supposed to be a good thing, but they wanted me to be the worst version of what I am, essentially, with a heavy emphasis on what. I had a lot of nicknames too, like, hey, baby goat, what are you up to now, satyr boy? Here comes the party goatee. Mr. Excess. You're gonna go fishing again tonight, or what? Fishing? Ugh, we had to go out and try to hit on people. We weren't allowed to come home unless we felt spectacularly or scored. Ugh. I always try to be the punchline, though. There was always more views than when something ended badly. But it was still the worst, because I really had to act it all out, you know? Bothering people for pretend dates, just sort of done jerk just for jokes. It all looked fun on camera, even if scripted. I never really liked doing it, honestly. Because in the end, all it just reminded me of stuff of my dad, you know? And I kept thinking, does the apple ever fall far from the tree after all? Ugh. So yeah, the whole thing was just really, 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 really sucked. You had it difficult. Yeah. Well, long story short, being tokenized sucked in the end. Don't disagree with me there. Sorry, I swear that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about. It's fine. I actually learned a lot this evening. I just don't want to take more of your time. So can I just ask you a direct question? Sure. Great. Would you be interested in a guest starring on my new show? Oh. I realized I was being dumb the day we first met. I kind of forced my thoughts on you, and I was being a general smartass. I undermined your straightforward efforts because I was jealous of your solid resolve. Since everything I did was anything but you succeeded eventually, didn't you? And you worked hard for it. Yeah, it almost ended up losing my sight of why I'd been doing it all in the first place. I went with the flow, made excuses a lot, all to justify the gain, but to what end? That's why I've been trying to put together a talent showcase for those who need the extra exposure. It's going to be a small production thing. It'll be paid, I swear. And not with exposure either. Though it won't be much at first, because I don't have that much money ready to use at the moment, so... wait. This is a bit sudden, don't you think? No pressure, though. How does the show work? Well, I'm not 100% sure of the shape of it yet, but ideally it will have like an interview at first, and I'll record your singing. I'll bring all the gear. I will also be doing all the editing and stuff. It's going to take a bit of time since I still have my main show to do, but I did start my vlogging journey on my own, too. So I can bet you the result will still be quality. Your show will tank if I'm the first guest, you realize that, right? If it doesn't, it doesn't deserve to exist. I don't care about the haters, but you do. That's why I won't push you. I'm flattered, but no thank you. Okay. Thanks for considering me, though. Thanks for giving it a thought. Sigh. Looks like I have to go. Okay. It's nothing to do with what you said, okay? Just bad timing. Yeah, I get it. Cool. I hope we can meet again like this. If you want to. Maybe. I'll take it. Thanks for your time too, Holden. Sorry if I bored you, huh? No, truly. It was my pleasure. Cool. Okay. I really have to go. See you around? Safe trip. Alright, see you, Holden. Come again soon. I think tonight was the most I've talked in the past 2 years, and I'm quite glad to hear that. Thank you, Holden. For what? For being such a good host. I know I'm not the easiest being to get along with. It's always a pleasure to have you around. You and everyone around. Then I'll be taking my leave. I feel like I have a lot to rethink. But I'll see you again real soon. And we'll be waiting, always. Safe trip, Miss Yuna, and have a good night. Phew, I think I'm done for the night. I hope everything will work out for everyone. That was that was an hour. Dear God, that day was so long. That day was so long. So you're telling me you don't ship them? Am I insane? Am I insane? Because I ship it so hard. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. World Golem Culture Center grand opening to be held in Bhutan. Lunar cell panel prototype ready for first test. Newcomer progressive elevated metal band Avathor tops US music chart. Let's see. Other games are stocked up and the weather's keeping quiet. Dinner with the team. No more schedule. Take an easy day because stuff here in the point on. Take a good rest once in a while too, everyone. Bet you Rachel's gonna show up. Is the fidget center really that lame now? Have you ever heard of a story that wows you so you try to go for your dreams because you're so inspired to do something or anything? Oh, that's a reference. Okay. I was so confused. Ready for the stories? Can I borrow your lighter? Sure, have at it. Cheers, mate. You waiting for someone? Maybe, maybe not. I guess. Who knows? Who knows now? Jeez, man. Sorry to hear that. Tell you, man. Tell you what. Next round's on me. You sure about that? Well, I'll take it then. No worries. Sorry about your situation, man. This is a good bar. So drink on. Leave your sadness at the bar counter. That's what they always say, right? Huh. Amen to that. Yep. Come on. Here's to a good bar and I expect company, eh? Interesting thing you said earlier. Leave your sadness at the counter. You do that often here? Yeah. This bar's good. Bartender is kind, and they won't kick me out if I drink too much. So yeah. Where do you think it goes after you leave it here? The sadness? Huh. Interesting question. Interesting philosophical question you got there, man. Somewhere far away, hopefully never to come back. But what if it does? Then we seal up and order another drink, then another, and another, and another. So that either the sadness gives up or our livers do, I guess. Tough life you got, huh? Well, Sisyphus and the boulder, you know what I mean? What other choice do we have? None, I guess. Yep, that's just how it is. I gotta go now. Interesting chat we had, huh? Tell you what, maybe this is the whiskey talking, but I felt like hanging with an old friend, mate. Forget about that person you are waiting for, and hopefully I'll see you again here someday, okay? Sure, man. I'm always here for you. After all, you're the one who left me at this counter, right? That was vague. I like it, but it was vague. Interesting. Looks like good night to listen to some stories. Who's it gonna be? Who gonna be? Gala. And Hyde. Ooh, interesting. Good evening, Mr. Hyde and Mr. Gala. Nice to see you two. How did the hospital go today? It was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time. Your Fury? Is the full moon already? No, but sometimes I get pre-Fury symptoms. Pre-Fury symptoms? Yeah, it's a common thing for our woes. 2 days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury, and that changes the way they react to pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending who you ask, but it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. Give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Is that just like a period equivalent? Anyways, small but annoying. That didn't sound pleasant. Yeah, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual. And a bit crankier as well. Is there a drink that can help you with that? Never found one, but if you don't come up with it, it's you, Holden. Since Galahad can see the further, maybe it could work with Pre-Fury as well. Maybe, but I think it would need to be more relaxing. Like a Galahad with no caffeine and maybe blue. Blue pea milk ginger. That's cinnamon. Blue pea, milk, ginger. Here you go, gala tea for you. How do you come up with these names on the spot, Holden? No, it takes a bit of soul searching. To tailor it to the situation and so on. But almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Call it a 6th sense. Right, let's see how your 6th sense tastes. Wow, there's actually exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, Holden, I guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, I wasn't that bad. No, I was so tired that I nearly fell asleep on the job. What are we talking about? But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, refuse to look at solutions. Never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There's nothing to worry about. You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice that what I come up with is good enough. And hide. I'm barely keeping it together as is. You should know right now I feel when Fury's about to hit. I think each ended up chatting yesterday after all. You bet we did. After I walked out here, I headed home and found this one, lying on the sofa staring at the ceiling. Looking so gloomy, so I called out of the room. It's not the first time either, it's constant these days. Please help him, Holden. I'm at my wit's end. Mr. Hyde? Ah, fine. The truth is, I'm bored to death. Or I would be if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearly 40 years old. I've never been this bored in my entire life. You make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in vampire years. Just saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, Holden. Intervention first, gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job. What is that? My job. Hey, don't need to shout. I'm also irritated by that, okay? Not exactly sitting around twiddling my thumbs. Modeling stopped being fun ages ago. They mentioned something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind then. Is there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while, so they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns I featured and stayed on billboards for months, and I knew that clothes would last decades. In a way, I felt like I was building a bond with the wearers. I endorsed something that would feature their cherished memories, but then social media came and all became disposable. These clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the rain posts online, then I get sent for what, 10 minutes? Then another campaign comes in, then everything's forgotten. Lincoln is gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days though? With so fashion and the like? That's true, people are getting into vintage clothes too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. You mentioned that last night and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it constitutes a bond. So you're saying you like to leave more of a mark? No pun intended. Maybe so. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered, that became part of their lives in a real way. You know, you do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People will always remember you. That's all the same thing. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust yourself at 14-hour shifts. Did you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Do you see what I'm dealing with, Holden? It does seem to be a thorny issue. How would you like to mull it over with the drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? That sounds good. This might be something I like. I didn't think you seen your door recently or when we first met. That's it. Well, it's over for 10 years. A model past stock trader to new venture capitalist. Huh. Nice one. You lost your bet, Hyde. I bet. Hyde was all in me said pity yesterday. I told him many people cared about him, and I bet you could wear what he liked even if he gave you no instructions. So now I get to say, I was right. And Hyde gets to buy me dinner at a place of my choosing. You're going to pick that horrible steakhouse again, aren't you? You know it. Have you won out of the best in the past, Mr. Gala? Let's see. You say it, Hyde. He's on every single one of those bets we've ever made. Jesus! Skill issue! Yeah, I'm this close to being able to buy a new TV with the money I'm saving on food. Shove it in my face if I don't want to. Hi, everyone. Hey, Lua. Hey, Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi, Miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while. We ended up riding with Bailey's instead. Hello, Lucas. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright, they're kind of fun to watch. How are things with you two, by the way? Just let me order before I answer, if that's alright, Holden. Of course, what would you like? Bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. Love a lemon and honey drinking, please. Tea. Oh shit. Green tea, lemon, honey. There we go. Some honey stew, some lemon to boost recovery. Living life without fight. Big fan of art and poetry. 9-to-5 training company by day, going to poetry and museum on weekends. Job created by the forbidden group. Thanks, Dr. Holden. It's truly lovely, just what I needed. That's good to hear. My company's been trying to get on a big contract, so I've been organizing meetings with everyone, making sure it's all going according to plan. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making, and part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it. So it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Anyhow, to answer your early question, Gala, you probably gathered that Bay and I have been fighting, and Hai told me a little about it too. Right, well we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple of days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. The thing is, I know Bay means well. He says all these things that he thinks I'd like, but I should like them. He's paying attention, not just sending random ideas. I should be grateful that he's trying to please me, but I get annoyed instead. And I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. It's not great, I know. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. We only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. Things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. But that's the problem, I'm not sure. At first I thought I was tired or worried. The decision making on my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it's hard to navigate. I don't want Bay to spend too much money, but he's right in that involving my family comes with strings attached. I'm not sure how to avoid that though. I'm realizing that might not even be the main issue. more he sends you links and venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bay. But the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friend's weddings before, and I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online. There are always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends, their colleagues. They rent these beautiful barns and they hire live bands. They wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at it and think, this is great, this is what I want. But now it all feels more off to me. Why don't you tell your fiance that? What if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? That's up to how you communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's so difficult topic. We've been through so much, you know that. It's supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. They want to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't. Or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think. Instead of working out your own wants and needs, you do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? Celebrate it properly, for starters. Who are you with that partnership with? I believe you met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes. Right, I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married. And the strangers put the wedding pictures online. Hyde is cooking. Hyde is now cooking Bailey and Lua. That's crazy. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at fast food joints if that's what you like. The way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simple wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. I still want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. The point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? No. Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think they do. The only way to find out is to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You still are the only family he's got. Not saying this to invite anyone or fight with him or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You giving me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. That's actually a good idea. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with why you want to apply. I don't think I'm quite tactful enough for that. Are you looking for change for career side? He's bored of modeling. Finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary. I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I part with fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? I was modeling at a capsule collection for a younger designer, and she wanted to take her own pictures. Got a studio, lugged the outfits there, found someone to do the makeup. Then she whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one like it since the 60s. My granddad had an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. She said it preferred it because of the way it captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience, something that would allow us to connect more. At first, I didn't think much of it. Started doing the usual, posing, switching, posing, doing some more. But something felt different, and then I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. She only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Most photographer, oh my god! Most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. Thought she didn't know what she was doing, that she was wasting her money. We had a great time and got up friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, she let me use up the remaining exposures. I floated around, shot some random stuff, and one portrait of her. She suggested I come with her to the darkroom. Watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. You did always have a fondness for dark places. Huh, comes with the territory. But as for pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? And me I could recognize. That's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care she put into processing each frame, working on each picture through the chemical baths, hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, she got a bit emotional. She said that she used to being on the other side of the camera, and that this is the first time she really liked the portrait someone took of her. I'm in a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kind of tales, or launch on these soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. No, I think it's a beautiful story, and it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please, Shiloh, you've been doing us both solid. Go on then. Well, maybe it's because I looked at so many of them recently. Apparently, film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. But you said you capture the light beautifully, and it's more personal, slower approach. Maybe we could try that. Who? Me? No, the other vampire's looking for a new line of work. You've got the wrong guy here, Lua. No, I'm just disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Ah, well, forget about it then. No, don't forget about it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know I can play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental, and you love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids drama and offend the parents. Most importantly, you do something for these people that I'll never forget. They'll look at your pics their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what it is. You're assuming they won't get divorced. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. Sorry, I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether the marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. The career in the mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep in my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Hey, yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. Maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. Hope your next venture is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Holden. See you later. Good night, you two. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night hours. You didn't say anything about the wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? That's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. Sounds like you enjoyed the whole film photography experience. You like being around people, don't you? I do, sometimes, but I'm not romantic. People get married, they think they're taking their first step into forever. There's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends at this point in some way, and the next thing you know, I don't want to sound too depressing. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only a certain kind. You choose to keep supporting someone to enjoy their company. You can do that for years with friends, family, lovers. But at the end of the day, they're still you and a separate person. They're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Not really. I know. One time I tried, it really didn't work out. Do you regret trying? No, I guess I don't. Like for me, that marriage and the like, it's never going to be my thing. There's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that work much better. At the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people walk into it willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out, there's something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame, or a flower bloom like it will never will. Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute, I said we'd be together forever. And meant it. I sure felt alive. You know all that, then you also must know that it's something worth celebrating. It's something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a you're a tricksy one, Holden. And I'm too tired to fight your logic, which means it's time for me to head back. Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-to-one chats. I hope we can keep providing you with this comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable, for sure. Besides, well... Guess where I am, sure, so I don't know. What the fuck? Well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness, Skylar is from a long-living species. Even then, he'll grow up before I do, eventually. The world was trained 100 times. Technologies will die out, or new technologies will come. I will feel again the way I feel now, in a century, maybe two. Lou and Gally won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait for me. But you will. Am I right, Holden? That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. You've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, looking forward to that. To continuing our story. Sorry to know that my wife was best. There's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We'll make sure it's not misplaced. Pause for some film cameras. What's the worst that can happen? Dude, take care of yourself, friend. You as well. What the fuck was that? Am I immortal in this world? The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde, but some of us will. That's beautiful. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with dwarves. A review. Robots ask give ultimate advice. Alvin Bernardrio. Here's how to avoid it. No delivery today. We'll resume tomorrow. I spent almost 2 hours checking on that mobile game in the App Store. The amount of copycat games is just staggering. Top of the morning to y'all. Hungover but feeling awesome? Girl always has her secrets. What the fuck does that mean? Okay. We'll go ahead and read this. It was finally our turn to ride the Ferris wheel. She grabbed my hand tight, excitedly pulling me into the faded pink gondola. Her small hand felt cold on my skin. There, before it was warm, the slightest touch of it used to warm my universe. It used to excite me, but when she pulled me into her seat beside her, it felt cold. I knew I was the one who had changed. I was the one who had changed. I was the one who could no longer feel her warmth. The Ferris wheel finally moved. She stared at the lake beside the wheel as it went upwards slowly. The Ferris wheel was amazing, right? I feel like it's taking us to a world separate from our own. A world just for the two of us. She began a conversation. I replied with a faint smile. Hey, pretty boy. Want to know a secret? I love you. Her smile was so sincere. It was painful to receive those words. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. She didn't wait for a reply. A long time passed. She turned back to the scenery laid on the other side of the window. I knew she was hiding her face from me. The Ferris wheel was halfway to the top now, still climbing ever so slowly. I tried to find the words I wanted to say to her. What's the toughest way to break someone's heart? We reached the top of the Ferris wheel when it stopped, like it was supposed to for a moment. Our time was frozen, on the tip of the world. Hey, can we talk? Words finally found the courage to come out of my mouth. I know exactly what you want to say. You've been holding it for months now, right? That's the same sincere smile. She could have kept that smile for someone who could love her as much as she loved me. Not for someone who was about to break her heart. I'm sorry. I thought I was ready for this, but I just was pretending. Silly, huh? It's not. It's my fault. I'm sorry. She tried to fake a laugh, but her eyes were wet behind her glasses, bedewed by her tears. You deserve someone better, not me. I'm sorry. Hey, can you pretend a little longer, too? At least, not up here. Please. I cursed the universe for letting her love the wrong person. I cursed myself for letting her love me. The Ferris wheel creaked softly, signaling its movement, this time, downward. Damn! Ow! Ow! Okay, that sucks. That was hard to read. Should I do one more day or call it there? Up to you. That's not an answer. I'll reset it and see. Oh no. Yeah, I remember when you got your screen fixed. What happened? You didn't buy an actual iPhone screen. The exact model case is like, it was $300 plus you think it's bugging? Ugh, that sucks. This rain is driving me insane. Hold on, we're gonna go to the menu for a second. If I decide to play more, I can still just go. I think it's bugging. Did you restart your phone? Is that what you said? Um, then reset it. If you tell you how to reset it, then reset it. Unless you meant that he only taught you power off, power on, not reset, which is possible. Turn it off for a second. It's driving me insane. So there was going to be a notification. I apologize, saying something not recognized before we got it fixed. It hasn't done that. So you think something's actually wrong with your phone right now? Say did it on purpose and gave me the extra one. Oh yeah, yeah. That doesn't really help this situation though. Whatever's wrong with it. I don't care if you babble. Keep playing? Okay, I'll do one more day. There. Good evening. It is Georgie. Officer, welcome. Hey, Holden. How are you doing? Ugh. Officer? Oh, hey, sorry. My mind's kind of elsewhere right now. No worries, work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Huh, you're a pal. I'm in the real bind, Holden. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about your recent patrols? Yeah. I've been analyzing the CCTV footage for the last couple of days. Oh, I see. How'd that go? Did you find the cameras managed to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrared's caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, hurried in the corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats, cats. But neither fits what I heard on the scene. The footsteps, the laughter. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles. Can where be skiggle? That's how you know, huh? You know what they could have done? Explain the footsteps, really. I see. So what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just hot theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. Holden, I've been racking my brain ever since Mr. Reno dropped that bomb about the fairies, you see. What about them? As it turns out, fairies was the umbrella term for many types of beings. Anything that didn't fit the unknown physical rules at the time was referred to as such. Does that mean banshees are a part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore, though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is literally getting shorter. But back then, any sentient being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. And that includes apparitions. Apparitions like ghosts. Ghosts. I see. What do you mean I see? Doesn't sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. But come on, ghosts don't exist. Do they? Except they do. All I can think about is that damn tree now. Ah, right, the tree. But does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Ack. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well, why wouldn't I be? I mean, there has been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world even. Sometimes literally. You're right. So I guess you're not the only one who's being weird over here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own pesadillos. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you're so afraid of ghosts? Gosh, no, that's a long story. Well, not something I'm ready to talk about anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is that my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Suggestion is a very powerful thing, Holden, but that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. It's funny. My grandpa was very into this kind of stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just when my time is cop and all, and then variables usually mean trouble. That makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like, the Zen Rock Garden thing. They understand the Zen-ness of it. I don't. That doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, I think you almost got it. I'm sure me and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. On that note, hold on, you see my letter, right? I say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes. The thing was originally my grandpa's. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era. In more ways than one. He got honorably discharged due to a severe leg injury he'd never be able to recover from. At the time he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons he couldn't walk far, so it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Now about that street. You see, my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone, that guy. Plus, he pretty much hated his bleak room. So sometimes he'd go hang out with the street vendors. There were all kinds of beings there, along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why I had a lot of stories about their craziest things. I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you check and guess what it is? You mean Bourne Street. Uh-huh. Wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. When I went through his files, it checks out. It let me the vendor's talking to you about bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. What a coincidence. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just coincidences holding. Everything's lining up too perfectly if you ask me. Uh-oh. Think about what's happened so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was set out of everyone's. Then my luck started tanking. The broken mug, the fan, the black cat. There's tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. Then one thing led to another, and my team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me, who's in charge of the case? Me. And then there's this Banshee lady, your patron, with some information I would have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I wouldn't even have remembered on my own. And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they not connected? Tell me. Well, if you listen on an order like that, I'm telling you, Holden, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I've always thought you were pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff, because you don't know enough about what's real and what's not. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck, good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? No, nothing. You know, another patron of mine suggested a documentary to watch. Focus on the more on interesting things from around the world. You can find everything from the mundane to the extreme. For local comforts, the real special stuff. Kept thinking of one particular drink might interest you. Something like a protection drink. It's made of coffee, honey, lemon. So of other ingredients. Huh. Protection from what, though? From evil spirits and bad luck, I think. Maybe I'll help you ease your mind a bit? Huh, gotcha. Well, hold on. Even if the thoughts are haunted, there shouldn't be any evil spirits, right? I wouldn't know. But I might need your lighter. What for? Well, the drink needs to be lit up. Compared to just using a regular flame, I mean. What do you make me? I'll try here. Coffee, honey, lemon. I think that's right. Oh wow. I think that's light up, huh? Have the special one just for you. So don't tell anybody. Roger that. Here you go. Be careful. Hang on, what? There's really something else. Just okay to drink? I have no idea, but I'll take responsibility if anything happens. Just being silly, aren't I? Sorry for bothering with all this stuff, Holden. You made the scary drink make me feel better. Don't say that. I'm always happy to help however I can. Thanks. Man, these are crooks you can actually deal with directly with them, you know? Not the case with apparitions. Not with that attitude. Huh? Everything will be caught up with a little elbow grease. Not actual elbow grease. I won't make that mistake again. McQueen? Is that you? Hello, Williams. It's been a while. Well, it is you. Surprised you just keep coming this week. Let me go over there. You know each other? More or less. We were brunch buddies. Brunch buddies. Brunch buddies. I feel like I meant to say brunch buddies in the same serious tone, but I don't like to talk about it. I still get nightmares. I feel ya. Wasn't sure we were gonna make it out alive. We were truly the lucky ones, without a doubt. I was taking both your words for it. Good. It's I don't like to talk about it. So what brings you here, detective? Surely it's not the coffee. Secret police reasons. Not read the briefing yet. But enough about me. Tell me about your supernatural problems. Yeah? You need to bust a ghost? Oh, well, busting might be a bit much. I was just talking to Holden about getting over my fear of that stuff. And ghosts. Something like that. I'm weak against ghostly looking stuff. I get freaked out easily. For example, I admit I got a little spooked by what happened on Bourne Street the other day. I remember that. I know very well that unchecked fear leads to prejudice. That's why it's a no-no in my book, even if it pains me to admit that out loud. Sometimes it's not the case to crack is ourselves. Other times it's ghosts. Now how do you do it, detective? In your cases, man, I'd probably lost all my hair by now if I were you. I try not to think about it all that much. And when I do think about it, I think who else will do it? Nobody. That's who. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, once you get over your dead part, they're just like you and me. Look, I remember this one case where I investigated a haunted apartment. This lady, her husband had recently passed away, but wasn't moving on, if you get my drift. Real deadbeat, couldn't take a hint. Anyway, we had to go and exercise the place, right? The husband, he caught the wind, he retreated into the basement. I won't get into the technicalities of it, but it's hard to get a ghost out of a basement or an attic. It's all about angles, really. I mean, I get it. It used to be his home, all of his stuff is still there, it's hard, I get it. So I'm slowly going down the stairs, right? And they coaxed him out. Bam, next minute all this romantic music is playing. The whole place is lit by a spotlight. Basic sensory illusions, classic ghost tricks. Then before I know it hit me, I'm sitting at this pottery wheel and he's behind me and wait. Is this a part of a 1990 film Ghost? Oh. Maybe. We had a movie night at work. I dozed off before it started. The story must have slipped into my subconscious. Riveting. Hey, detective. Hey, people. I don't know. Did you get your important errand sorted? I sure did. Julie, I can't seem to come on your face. That's just the rain. It's very bready rain. They're spilling it over your top. That's blood from a gunshot wound. It's healed up, though. You're literally holding a receipt from the donut shop. That's why they paid the big bucks, detective. What'd I miss? We're talking about getting rid of Officer Williams' fear of ghosts. What the fuck is going on? Hey. Ghosts? Yeah, you're afraid of them, right, Dooley? No idea, never met one. We stopped a ghost riot. Ghosts aren't real. Ghosts aren't real. So you don't need to be scared of them, easy. There you go, I guess. Sorry, that wasn't much help. What you said, they're just like us. Good thing to be reminded of. They used to be alive just like us. As long as they don't try to eat, touch, possess us, violently murder you, you should be fine. Very reassuring. Just talk to them. Feel their culture. Listen to their issues. And spectral wails. Treat them like any other person. See what's on the inside. It should be easy since you can see through them. I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. That's not everything anything he says. I certainly don't. Well. Thanks for the advice. Think it'll help. Our pleasure. Now, Dilly, I think we should read that case briefing and find out why we're here. I already did. Then I meant to arrest the person driving that taxi. Instead of taking it all the way to Seattle, yes. Why? The driver was a Chupacabra. Let's get out of here, Dooley. Good luck, officer. Thanks, McQueen. Thanks a lot. Good job, Officer Dooley. Bye, Coffee Wizard. Take care. That was quite something. Well, what do you know, Holden? At least I'm good luck is back. Feeling like $1,000,000 now. Very glad you do. Thanks anyway, Holden. Really did nothing much. Everyone going to be okay? Now to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, Holden, alright? Please give me up, officer. Stay safe. Will do. Maybe I'll go check the stock in. Miss Brianna, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's a construction work taking place on Lenora Avenue. I can imagine the gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy you're here. Is there anything I can make for you this evening? I like something for my throat. Appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Midsummer's Night Dream. Perfect. A cup of warm Midsummer Night Dream for you, miss. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet, but well balanced with a lemon and slight bitterness which he completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you just missed Officer Georgie by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit, actually. He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Would you mind doing me a favor? Oh, what do you need? Could you give him my can you give him my contact info to him? We only connected via Bluetooth last time, so. Cool. What I said a few days ago may have been a bit overwhelming. It's possible I spoke more than I was necessary. All because I can't help but feel a pang of bitterness knowing what happened to the tree. Entirely understandable, but it's not my intention to interfere with his work. As such, if he requires any assistance, please do let me know. It's the least I can do is I realize there would be plenty of difficulty obtaining information. Or, I mean, because Officer Georgia is a human. At least semi-physical beings have our own way of sharing information as such. I understand what you mean. I do not wish to incriminate anything or anyone. It's fine, I get it. I'm glad. He already helped him out more ways than one. Sorry, did you say something? I was running out a little. No, nothing. I'll pass this off to him. You're welcome. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind of late. I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know I'm all ears. That may actually be part of the problem. I am afraid. You know, I've had a conversation with more individuals over the past week than I've had in the past few years. Is that good or bad? It's troubling. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean necessarily in a negative way. It's just, I used to believe I had settled life objective. But I have been doubting it lately. I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me some contacts who may be of assistance. Even though they know the correct contact to the audience I'm trying to reach. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. It's very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, think the advice is solely to increase my network to make myself known. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but could you give me a refresher so I don't misunderstand? I feel like that would be a shortcut, so to speak. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important humbling fact. Well, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is going to work. Because you have to do the way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know? I say it's a decent impression of her. After that, she told me a story about her early career experiences with both the good and bad. Getting noticed truly only the beginning. Then it is either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop contacts with other people. Connections. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I could certainly see how it worked out for her. But then I was off wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try a suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? Not more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one, but for some reason I feel conflicted about it. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I also have continued our correspondence. Although perhaps it was more like a necessity. Something happened. He was stuck. Actually posted about it on social media last night. Might have seen it. Did you? Came across when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud. All sounds in order. And extremely drunk. Oh my god, did he drunk call her? He denied it at first. But it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking aimlessly deep in thought and entered Cary Park without realizing he had done so. Must have been something thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 p.m., which is why I sent him a message informing me of the fact that he seemed to be unaware of it. So he called me asking me if there was any other permitted public transportation nearby. Wouldn't it have been just easier for him to call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. At midnight? Why not? After all, you operate your business after you're dark yourself. Touche. Perhaps he just didn't want to go home. And I was mistaken here, but I thought he didn't like drinking. Wasn't that partying? Nevertheless, I think last night was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team, and he needed extra courage in order to negotiate them. How does propose new direction? Oh, I see. Suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps. I'm not feeling all too well. Miss. However, he said they would keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. Is it though? Miss Rachel told me about the hopes she had to jump to at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas had to work hard to obtain his approval from his team and his actions. How can they be so positive? What do you mean? I cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do we have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Can't talent speak for itself? But if I truly believed that, with the numbers of rejection I've received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have the same standards. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? However, doesn't it imply that everything still depends on the whims of an individual judging you in that moment? How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be-all or end-all. I mean, rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. It's a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done it before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you or ask for guidance, or assistance even. Because one can't possibly know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognize warning signs without first learning about them from others. Is that what you're trying to say? I see. Stop. Miss Fiona? Yes, sorry, I got a bit lost in my thoughts. You're fine, I promise. But singing to Mr. Lucas, what happened to him after the call? I picked him up and drove him home. Well, but I thought you were looking a bit to leave. But I still had unfinished business in the Downton area. Moreover, he suddenly began singing quite loudly near the end of our call, which led me to conclude that it would be best for me to go and fetch him. I see. How was his singing, in your opinion? It wasn't too bad. But not for the fact he was screaming most of the lyrics, that is. Well, his hoodie was soaked in my rush, so he had to take it off before getting into my car. Thankfully, the water not completely soaked through his shirt, so he remained relatively dry. However, Sutter laid down the seat covered as his fur got rather wet. Hope he didn't get sick then. Aside from that, was he okay? Considering the other situation you mentioned? He happily asked me to do karaoke with him, which I declined. Probably for the best. Could have been entertaining, though. I ended up taking him for a drive, though. I needed to take care of my unfinished business. A late night delivery? No, I was buying a pie. At midnight? Yes. Why? Concerning maybe you have a competitor? No, not at all. Maybe a little bit. Oh, Holden? You'll be fine. I sort of want to know just so I can inform Officer Georgie about it. Why? His daughter loves pies. When his car was vandalized, Officer Georgia had planned to buy pies for his family to get together, but the report took a while and the weather was bad. And by the time he was able to get a taxi, he thought everything was already closed. But he takes pride in being a Seattleite. I wonder if he knows everything about it already. Well, it's a very small kiosk attached to a pub, very easy to miss. The spot is known as a disco pie. It serves the fresh pie until 1 a.m. Good enough, thanks. Getting back to the story though, you both went for pies then? That seemed to fascinate him for some reason. What did you get? He ordered a slice of warm apple crumble pie with a scoop of fresh French vanilla ice cream on top, and a large cup of piping hot coffee with a little bit of milk. Ouch. So betrayed, surely. That was my suggestion that I thought he needed to warm up. Double ouch. I apologize. I'll live. A little piece of advice though. A glass of warm water might not be better for the inebriated. Coffee's not the best at retaining fluids and thus preventing hangovers. That's really good information to know. That's why you're the best barista, Holden. Thank you. Okay, my feeling hurt slightly less now. What'd you get for yourself? I had a slice of hibiscus, clary, blue mint pie myself. So you know I did not order anything to drink. Good. Haha. Drinks aside, what an interesting combination for a pie. How'd you like it? I enjoyed it. You serve hibiscus here too, don't you? I'll remember to order next time. Please do. And so, we continued our conversation afterwards, and when he told me he had not given up on his goal to start the many disappointments with this team. He also told me why he does not drive at all. Why? It is... 1 second thought, maybe better to hear the story directly from him another time. Apologize. No problem, I understand. We also discovered quite a few things we have in common. Yes, surprisingly. And before we knew it, we were already nearing 5 a.m. It's been a gripping conversation. I'm not sure. However, his yacht seemed to finally catch up with him, then so I drove him home. Weren't you tired as well? No. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, Holden. No problem at all. Anytime. Have a good evening then, Holden. Come back again soon. What an odd day. In game. Okay. I am ready. I need to save though. Alien size increases. Is this an invasion? At least it's pretty. Researchers spawn over alleged algae invasion. Dwarf-free tech teams up with Golden Mix Industries to reduce self-healing concrete technology. Alright, chap. I had fun. I'm tired of talking. Hello, Baileys. We will talk tomorrow. Bye-bye. Goodbye. I'm tired.